Hello, PBA family and nursing class of 2020. My name is Kevin Young. I'm a registered nurse and an alumni of Palm Beach Atlantic University. I graduated from Palm Beach Atlantic University with my bachelor's degree in 2016, then again with my master's in 2018, and I'm currently working on my doctorate. PBA has been my home for the past 8 years, and recently I've had the privilege to share that home with you, the class of 2020. Right now, I am in New York, at a hospital in Long Island, to help in the fight against COVID-19. My nursing career has taken me to many places, from West Palm Beach to the mountains of Guatemala, but I anticipate that the coming weeks will be like nothing I've ever experienced before. And yet, another opportunity to learn about life. This year is unlike any other due to COVID-19. But this year is also unlike any other because this is the year that you graduate. 2020 is the year that you enter into the nursing workforce and the front lines of the fight against the novel coronavirus. This is the year when being a registered nurse will begin to change and to mold the way that you see life, as it has done to me. 4 weeks ago, I gave CPR to a patient with post-operative complications in order to sustain their life physically. 3 weeks ago, I encouraged a patient through prayer to help sustain their life spiritually. And 2 weeks ago, I said to someone else I was battling coronavirus to keep on fighting as they gasped for air in order to sustain their life mentally. And unfortunately, last week that patient lost their life. You see, nurses get a unique perspective into the life of not just a patient, but a human being. And through the eyes of a nurse is where you will see life's worth. From the growing life in maternity, to the newborn in labor and delivery, to the children in pediatrics, and to the adults in geriatrics, and to the terminally ill in hospice. The worth of a human is seen throughout the lifespan and in every specialty of nursing. And while we are able to see the worth of life through the eyes of a nurse, we can only begin to truly understand the value of life through the eyes of Christ. At this revelation is where the pride in life and the humility of action come together to make the paradoxical reality of the nurse. Nurses humbly serve other people while at the same time taking pride in the life that they are called to serve. And this only comes about by valuing life. They say you can tell the worth of something by what someone is willing to pay for it. I want you to remember this above everything else, that Christ paid for your life and the lives of every patient you take care of with his life. Human life is worth enough that Christ paid for it by sacrificing himself. There's no other greater worth you can put on a life. That is why nursing is such a noble calling, because now, more than ever, nurses put their lives on the line for the life of someone else. You are entering into a noble calling with a noble purpose, but your purpose as a nurse goes way beyond saving lives. Christ did not just die to save physical lives, but rose again to save spiritual lives. There is a purpose that underlies the life of every human being on earth. And to use a quote from John Piper, that purpose is to live in such a way as to make the surpassing worth of God in Christ look like what it really is. Through the eyes of a nurse, you see the value God puts on every life. But through the eyes of every life, looking back, they see the surpassing worth of God in you. Remind yourself every day of the worth of God, the worth of life, and the purpose you are fulfilling every day as a nurse. So, I want to thank you, PBA, and thank you, Class of 2020, for the opportunity to share with you. Be safe, and God bless.